As many Indigenous leaders and residential school survivors are in the Vatican for meetings with the Pope, the Prime Minister today came to BC First Nation, where potential burial sites were recently discovered. He announced more funding to help the community uncover the truth and start the process of healing. CTV's Travis Prasad has that story.
A warm welcome to the Williams Lake First Nation. The Prime Minister and Crown Indigenous Relations Minister meeting the next generation and those old enough to remember the St. Joseph's Mission Residential School.
Thank you for your strength in sharing your story.
The school closed in 1981 after nearly a century of disturbing treatment.
My sister broke her leg when she was on a walk, and she was put in bed. And the nuns didn't even make sure that she got back to the school safely, but she was put in bed, and my sister said all they did was to pray over her.
Bev Sellers says neglect was common. In the worst cases, the kids didn't survive. Through ground-penetrating radar, 93 potential unmarked graves were found on the former school grounds this year, and there could be more.
It's not just the history of Indigenous peoples. It's Canada's history. And it is on all of us to be part of the learning, the grieving, the truth, and the reconciliation.
Justin Trudeau announcing $2.9 million in support for the families of kids who were sent to St. Joseph's.
It gives me hope moving forward that the things and the commitments that we talked about today are going to, make that meaningful impact.
More than the money, this survivor wants justice. Sellers says there are people out there who should be prosecuted, but she doesn't trust the government will hold anyone accountable.
It's like, oh well, they're just Indians, let it go. But they can't do that. They have to be prosecuted.
More than 1,000 suspected unmarked graves have been found at former residential school sites in several provinces, including 200 in Kamloops. Travis Prasad, CTV News, Vancouver.